in your hands more times than the receivers. Have you seen us run the ball? I said, we're a running team. You're going to be blocking out there. Come on over and we'll get you some interceptions.
Yeah, I got you.
But they find that funny.
Well, Darius Goodlow.
Yes.
He wasn't getting enough.
Receiver.
He wasn't enough time.
Comes over and he's like,
now he's starting a corner.
Let me play.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, let's go.
Yeah, that's awesome. One thing before we get off this topic, though, when you and I were playing, right, you could get that crazed guy, man, just run around and smash heads, and, just that guy was good on defense. It could be successful. Now, you got to think, too.
Yes.
I mean, you talk about playing in space. Sometimes not only do you have to run fast, but if you run fast in the wrong direction, it's worse, right?
Yes.
So talk to me about how smart they have to be.
We start out in our meetings in the spring with that, and I preach that, look, and I ask all the kids, I say, how many people really line up and physically beat us? I said, in my 13 years of being here, I can count on probably one hand the physical beating that we took. I said, it's mental. We give games away mentally. You got to be a smart player these days, and we work on. I call it football IQ, and we got to have a high football IQ and be smarter than other people are, and that goes a long ways.
And these guys now, they stress you horizontally and vertically, so you make one step the wrong direction, and I don't care if you're Deion Sanders, you're not going to get there.
No, you have to be very disciplined with your eyes and your first step and your technique, or you'll get taken advantage of.
So speaking of defensive athletes, talking about athletes, right? We talk about that on that side of the ball. You've coached some great ones, no doubt. We've seen them over the years. Who are a couple of the all-time best athletes that you've coached, right? Some of the all-time greats. And who's one or two under-the-radar guys that really were maybe even great high school players that may not have gone on to illustrious, big-time college careers, but yet, like myself, they played in a Division II school, and maybe everyone didn't know about them, but they were really good football players and went on and played and helped you guys win games.
There's so many good ones that we played, and they're the obvious ones, and you can go way back. The Oklahoma State guys from JW and Jimmy and Josh that went up there and played, those kids were, awesome to coach. And then you got the defensive tackles like Taylor Bible and Dan Cotman that just dominated
Cotman's
the game.
6'3". Is he playing anywhere? Is he the number one defensive lineman in the country if he's 6'3"?
Without a doubt, he's one of the best defensive linemen. That
no offense to Jimmy Bean, but Cotman was by far the best player on that defensive team. Maybe the best player on that defensive team.
You could do whatever you wanted to because he disrupted. It made calling defense fun because you knew he was going to disrupt everything.
Right.
And it was a joy coaching him.
How about an under-the-radar guy then?
An under-the-radar guy, I would go back to the early days of coaching here to the defensive line like the Garrett Talbert, Aaron Wright, Robert Satterfield, Spencer Wilson. Those guys were unbelievable to coach.
Yeah, I was going to ask if those are the ones you'd go to. That was my very beginning, right? I had we just moved here. I had a middle schooler, and those games, even when those first couple teams, man, you could see, look at these young kids getting baptized in the fire. You could tell right then that you were going to be good.
And that did something to them. That made them so hungry to win. And a lot of kids don't have to go through that. And they were just, they couldn't stand what they were going out there and losing 9 games that one year. And they came in and they worked and they did whatever it took. And going from losing, being 1-9 to a semifinalist was just incredible. And it was their mindset. They gave everything they had.
Maybe one of the craziest turnarounds in the Metroplex, and especially at that level too. You're not talking about 1A or even Division 2 or 3 where you could see something like that happen with one player. You're still talking about a high enough Division 4A where it takes more than one player to win a game.
Most definitely. Those names that I just mentioned right there, they're what held the team together, and they led the team and they dominated the line scrimmage, and it took us to where we went then.
Well, you and Mitch Stovall, the officer coordinator, you guys have been with Coach Walsh since the beginning at Guyer. Talk about the importance of that pyramid tree, right? And then overall the importance of staff continuity, because you're going to lose guys to opportunities. And we certainly have lost some good coaches, but by the same token, you kept a lot of those guys for a long time and sort of groomed some people under them. So tell me about the importance of that.
Well, if you take how many years we've been here, we haven't had that big a turnover for the success that we've had. There's been a few here and there, and they've went on to be head coaches and coordinators at other places. And I think that's a tribute to Coach Walsh, because he makes it fun and easy to come to work. Everybody looks forward to coming to work here. And it is a grind. I mean, it's a 12, 14-hour day that we put in. And you've got to get along with these guys. I mean, you got to have respect for each other, and you got to have camaraderie. And we give each other a hard time, too. and it's a lot of fun being around these guys.
Well, listen, what do you think's important to just get right into that coaching thing, because and this is close to home, because my son, my oldest son, who played football here and couldn't get it out of, and he was another one of those. He was a good high school player, right? He played in college, but he wasn't a superstar. But he loves the game, and now he's a coach, right? So this is close to my heart. What is the most important, you think, attribute in being a good coach? And what do you look for when you guys hire somebody here?
Well, first and foremost, you got to love kids. You got to love being around kids, and because you're going to be around them all kinds, and you just got to love the environment of kids and helping them grow and helping them achieve their goals is probably the biggest thing. If I'd say one thing, if you can get a kid and understand what they want out of a program and what they want out of life and help them achieve that, they'll follow you. And that's what being a leader, if you're going to be a leader as a coach, you serve them and you help them achieve, and they'll follow.
Yeah. Last question of the day. I might have led you right into it, but what is the most rewarding thing for you about being a football coach, high school football coach?
It's the kids coming back and telling you how much that they appreciate the fact that you were tough on them and you didn't allow them, to be second, or you didn't allow them to be undisciplined. And you have kids that it'll be after games that you'll get caught, and there'll be kids you haven't seen in 5-6 years, and they'll be yelling at you from the side, "Hey, coach, come here," and you hardly recognize them. You get over there, and they start apologizing for the way they acted. Their coach, "I'm sorry about that," and you don't even remember the incident
back then,
that they're talking about.
You were the idiot. You were the jerk. The coach was the wrong all the time.
Unbelievable. And there'll be some kids that you would never think that would come yell at you, "Hey, come here, coach. I'm so sorry, man. You made a difference, and man, I'm doing this because you taught me this," and it's just unbelievable. And that's the rewarding part of the whole deal is when you see somebody, when you're a part of a program that helps a kid have a better life, and helps them achieve something that they might not achieved because of the different qualities that you instilled at them of coming through this program. That's what's rewarding.
Well, Coach, I really appreciate your time tonight. I could sit here and talk football with you all night, but I'm going to let you get back to your family and get back to game planning for this week with Cedar Hill. I thank you for your time. Okay, fans, that wraps up this week's discussion with our halftime guest, Guyer defensive coordinator Derek Ramsey. Grab yourself another tasty beverage, refill that snack table, because John and I will be right back to recap tonight's first half action and bring you all the exciting second half play-by-play between the Longhorns of Cedar Hill and our very own Guyer Wildcats.